2025. Today's episode of Vitamin K2 is brought to you by the smart property system Zayuk. Zayuk is a tool for homeowner associations to work, more effectively, to track their contracts, to track their asset hygiene through a asset ledger that connects with your collection system. And when I say collection system, I mean when your members of the association, the homeowners, pay their monthly assessments, any special assessments, any fees, any sort of issues, any sort of transfer, maybe they have an asset reservation. We have that collection system. We have the work order system, a ticketing system as well, which are generally thought of as two of the main pillars of property management software. But we also add an asset ledger that integrates with the reserve study. So your reserve study is now brought in, and we ourselves we handle reserves inspections. So we'll use reality capture technology so that you have both human engineering eyes and you actually have it logged digitally. These inspections create actually survey grade level assets. So that means survey grade level pictures, survey grade level 3D models, which are accurate within centimeters, 3 to 5 centimeters of the actual dimensions of your building. And we also run AI models behind that to log any issues that your property may have. So it's there are other parts of it as well, but that's, one thing about software is it's becoming much, there's more software than ever now. There's more software than ever. AI has changed the game in the software realm. And one aspect of artificial intelligence is visual. When we talk about intelligence, let's think about our own senses. We see things, we hear things, we smell things, we taste things, and we feel things. And based off of our senses, we have different interpretations based off of our contexts. That context could be where you grew up, the education you had, how well you slept the previous night. And, a lot of those contexts don't apply to artificial intelligence, but the context of your property's history. That means appropriately configuring a timeline of your property's history. That means what members came in and out, what the members were obligated to pay, how the association allocated those funds across different operating budget needs, as well as allocating funds to the reserves for when the assets deteriorate completely and need to be replaced, and all these different things. It's a complicated system with a complicated history, and therefore, our tool is pretty unique in providing that context through a sort of ledger that, when we say we have our assets ledger, and we're going to be expanding that. So today I'm going to, again, part of this is going through headlines of various things. A lot of it, we start off with homeowner associations. So here's an article to KCTV 5. Quote, "It's just a pig man. Shawnee family argues HOA claims dangerous pet pig are baseless." So it seems like in Shawnee County, where's Shawnee County? Or Shawnee community, Rockwood families fighting to stay together. They've had Shara for almost 7 years. Shara is their mini pig. Their oldest son is allergic to dogs and cats. Wow. So here is the city of Shawnee. Quote, the city of Shawnee provided a permit for Shara at the family's previous home in Shawnee. When they moved to a new home, city ordinance required they reapply for a new permit. Part of the special animal permitting process requires owners to establish their animal as allowed under any existing HOA regulations. The process requires the city gather feedback from neighbors within 200 feet of the animal owner's property. That feedback is then used in the decision to approve or deny the special pet permit. Additionally, the HOA may have its own regulations that can supersede any decision made by the city in this case. The HOA board president claimed Lee asked for approval and was denied before purchasing her home. Miss Rookwood asked for HOA approval. Quote, Miss Rookwood asked for HOA approval of her pet before contracting her house purchase. Her request was explicitly not approved, and the declaration language clearly prohibited livestock was shared. The declarations are on file with Johnson County since 1999, unquote. Yes. So pigs are livestock regardless of registration, pet, or city status. So again, when you live in an HOA, I mean, read the rules. Read the rules. This is a new set of governing laws that you are going to be obligated to live by. So, you don't want these random rules that, I mean, this isn't that random of a rule. This is a pretty standard rule. But if you own a pig, if you have some sort of special needs or any sort of unique case, or really not even unique, like, do you want a dog? All right, well, maybe if you live in a HOA condo, they don't allow dogs of a certain size. That's fairly normal. All right, so they believe they were bullied. No approval or denial. Should there be a complaint, the board may consider it, and the HOA board may consider your opinion, the city of Shawnee's, and facts as to why this is causing a problem before invoking the nuisance removal or other actions permitted by law. The Rookwoods argue the board never approved or denied Shara. So, you read the rules before you get, started. Before you purchase. I mean, once you purchase, then it's just kind of a lot to handle. So here is the cool down. Homeowner shares clever method for getting around the strict HOA rule. TikToker, just more hippies. Another example of suburban residents resorting to sly behavior to avoid prying eyes. Skirting HOA rules. Let's see what this says. It's about chicken coop, more livestock. Anyone who owns hens knows they aren't the quietest. Wow. So let me try that again. Yes, this is about a chicken coop, and this video shows a woman hiding her chicken coop behind a fence. Her backyard is double fenced, and there is a inside this other fence is a chicken coop. So more livestock. I mean, you know, for single family home HOAs, I would guess probably, in the suburbs, probably not in I mean, some Californian suburbs, that's probably not, I mean, there's some when you go more east, but, you know, you can get fined I mean, chickens and pigs, they're not very difficult to spot, I feel. So again, if you have a desire to own livestock or any pet or really do anything, any sort of modification to your exterior home and have a lot of customization to your home, which is understandable, you put a lot of money into your home. The governance is really important. In Zayuk, we provide even a public-facing governance site for all associations and all properties on our website so that they can just have their rules available publicly, and they don't, I mean, this is an important thing for, the homeowner, the purchaser of the home, to understand that you are going to live under another set of rules, and you are legally obligated to those rules once you join the membership of the HOA. And it becomes one of the biggest problems often. Not the biggest, but it's one of the bigger ones. So that was, it's interesting about these specific problems. Okay. Here's an interesting and probably not, it was an interesting article that came out of Civil Beat, Honolulu Civil Beat. What if HOAs, not government, enforced wildfire prevention rules? So hundreds of homes in a string of old plantation camps, West Kauai, fast-moving flames, forced residents of Kwamakani Village evacuate last July, pushing forward a bill to impose new landscaping and construction restrictions on 5 heritage plantation camp properties, would task county zoning inspectors with enforcing a ban on landscaping within 5 feet of a residence. As wildfire risks grow in Hawaii, he'd like to see all new development in high wildfire risk areas adopt similar standards. County lacks the resources to conduct routine residential landscaping inspections beyond the small footprint of the plantation camps. So Hull wants homeowners associations rather than governments to take on the job. Focus on preserving property values. I mean, it's true. It's true. You're going to purchase real estate there. You have the most interest in making sure that the surrounding area is not extremely flammable, that there's some space, that there's not just brush riding up onto your backyard and near your home and around your entire HOA's home. And when you live in an HOA, I mean, people want their independence, but life's getting more expensive by the day. And to think that you can do it by yourself is just difficult. I mean, you can do it by yourself, but everything's more difficult. Even like repairs, like if you have a repair on a home or even on an HOA with like, say, less than 10 units, that's, you're splitting that between 10 people, or you're just taking care of it by yourself. But say you have, 150, you're splitting that 100 by 150 people. The amount you're paying is much lower. And, there's a lot of reasons people don't like it, because they'd rather have a single family home, raise a family. It's all understandable, but you have to start somewhere. And you have to also be realistic. So what if they could enforce and actually run strong wildfire resilience program within the paradigm of their HOA? It could be a really wonderful thing. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, Zayuk actually helps with this too. So when we talk about our drone inspections, drone inspections will give you the dimensions of the air. So we do the whole area around, and we can, you know, detect wildfire on the edges of your property. And a lot of this is AI run. So we just, you know, feed. I mean, obviously we have engineers. We don't have necessarily wildfire experts, but again, the concepts of what we do and how we integrate everything between ownership is really valuable. And in the visualization context, so we're bringing drones, we're bringing AI, we're bringing traditional fintech in the regards to prop tech, and we're bringing in, you know, these new smart contract type protocols, which are unique, very unique. So it's really powerful, and you know, Zayuk is going to be around for a long time. I mean, that's what it seems like. It seems like Zayuk isn't going anywhere. So very exciting. Let's see. About 1 in 4 people, roughly 360,000 residents, live in a community governed by an HOA. That's in Hawaii. Dictate decisions about color of their home, pets, whether children can draw on the sidewalk. Situated adjacent, quote, situated adjacent to defunct sugar mills and cane fields in an area of high risk for wildfire on Kauai. Make up a new plantation zoning area formed last year. So it's really about, you know, cutting. This is a very important article. The camps today offer some of the most affordable housing options for retired plantation employees. Landscaping restrictions. The bill proposal would add numerous new building standards, including a ban on certain combustible construction materials. The fire was, yes, the fire last year was an eye-opener for us. Last year, the homeowner association that governs Koala by the Sea, a gated community of 76 multi-million-dollar homes and vacant lots on the Big Island, imposed a rule that cracks down on the fire risk posed by overgrown vegetation. So, I mean, it's a great call. You know, it's really just in the benefit of the property owners. So I'll probably end that right there. Let's see. Let me go and check out if there's any thing going on in hacking. Co-op chief executive said she was incredibly sorry to customers. Elmo, I mean, that was disgusting. Elmo was really bad. I'm not really going to speak about it now, but it was a very bad hack, and I'm sure many people understand what it was or know what it was. So, Co-op boss confirms all 6.5 million members had data stolen. This is from the BBC. Co-op. No financial data, no transaction data, but names, addresses, and contacts. Caused havoc in M&S and the co-op. So these were the grocery stores. Incredibly sorry. People are definitely, you know, if you go to co-op and M&S and you're a shopper there, if you've ever been a shopper there, you're about to get some spam, some very, very high risk spam. Following the cyber attacks on co-op and M&S, NCA, the National Crime Agency, said that on Wednesday, a 17-year-old British man, 19-year-old Latvian man, 19-year-old British man, and 20-year-old British woman from various places in London were all bailed pending further inquiries. suspicion of blackmail, money laundering offenses linked to Computer Misuse Act, and participating in the activities of organized crime. Co-op was one of 3 retailers victims of cyber attack, announced on April 30th. Days after being contacted by hackers, employee data and customer data released. So becomes a huge deal, and it's going to get much bigger. It's going to get much bigger. So I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you, everyone. July 16th. Hopefully I said that at the beginning. But this episode, again, brought to you by Zayuk. Zayuk is a property management software and inspection company. Whether you're a homeowner in an HOA, whether you are a manager, a property manager, our products and our UI UX, really great. Our price, really great. And for HOAs in particular, we have a really great suite. I mean, it makes sense. Your homeowners will be happy for the data you're displaying them in the way you're displaying it to them. And we also are very affordable. So again, I've said it multiple times. I'll say it again. I say it to the customers I meet with. It's, AI is changing the cost of software every day. AI is changing the cost of software. We think about enterprise level software that's worth thousands on thousands of dollars. It's plummeting. The value of that software is plummeting. And, it's going to catch up with industry soon, because the alternates are going to come in and they're going to be priced with, AI in mind, with the fact that you're going to mostly have AI running this software for you. And what does that mean? That could mean many things. Really interesting to consider the implications of technology in various industries, whether that's property management like I'm in, and many more. But thank you, everyone, and have a great day.